I am going live here on Instagram and Facebook. We are going to talk about playdates with food allergies. So I don't know about you, I would really love to be able to move into my living room to do these things because it would just be, it look a little more comfortable, but the video setup here is actually much better, even though the lighting is better over there. So one of these days I am going to figure it out so that we can be in a nice comfy setting instead of in my den. But anyways, I hope that doesn't stop you anyways from coming. So Food Allergy Mom Coffee Chat, welcome. I meet here every Thursday. We try and chat for like just a couple of minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes about something that is important to food allergy moms. And today we're going to talk about playdates. And first, before we get into that, I want to let you know that I have a download of 5 easy recipes for kids. They are delicious, easy. They are for kids with 1 or more of the top allergies. So it's a free download of 5 recipes and it has a grab and go grocery list. So I want you to check that out before we get started. I put the link now. The link is at free.friendlypantry.com/meal plan. So you can get it there. And also, I want to let you know where this blog post is from because I wrote actually a full blog post on playdates with food allergies. And I'm just going to do talk a little bit about what I wrote there. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. So I'd love for you to just go there and check it out. It is www.friendlypantry.com/blog/playdates-with-food-allergies. So I have that in my Facebook thing, but for those of you who are in Instagram, that's the link, but also I will have a link in my bio. So check it out there. So I see we've got a few people here. So I don't know, are you guys newly diagnosed? Have you had kids with food allergies for a little while? I'd love to know where you're at in this stage because playdates can vary a lot. And when I went to write this blog post, I was thinking, like how do I get the whole gamut of kids, because there's the little kids plus the older kids. So I did my best. I focused more on the littler kids because definitely they're the ones that you're going to need to supervise a little bit more. So I talked about them kind of a little bit more than the older kids, and then I have just a little section for the older kids. And I want you to know, definitely, because of all the different stages and all that, there's definitely not a one-size-fits-all answer to any of the things I talk about. What I'm trying to do is to give you a starting point and to give you something that you can really use that's practical, that can help you sort of figure out what you need to do and move forward so that you're not feeling stuck, you're not feeling afraid, you're not feeling any of those things. So that's what I'm hoping to do with all of the blog posts that I write and all of these coffee chats. So does that sound good? I hope so. Let me know in the comments where you're from. If you're watching live, I'd love to know. I can see there's a few people. Oh, I see. Okay, wait a second here. My new allergy mom, 11 months old. So you've got a little one, so this is going to be perfect for you because I've kind of laid it out for the little ones to start. So welcome, thanks for joining. And let's go to, I just also want to know is when it comes to these play dates and social activities, I just want to remind you that our goal is that we want to teach them that they don't have to fear their surroundings. They can live a great life. They can do what other kids do. It's just that we need to take a few more precautions. And when they're really little, those precautions fall mainly on mom, of course, and mom and dad. And it means that you're going to have to do a few extra things just to make sure that they stay safe. And as they get older, you're teaching them how to become more empowered and become able to take care of themselves. So I just want to make sure that people know that I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just trying to give you ideas about how you can actually do these things and feel confident. So, okay, so I talked about how it was a little bit harder with younger kids and that you have to watch them. But if you have a younger child, just know that things will get easier as you get older. So I know that littler kids, they're always putting things in their mouth, they're touching their eyes, their nose, and my daughter was always doing this. Both of my daughters had food allergies when they were little toddlers. My oldest one actually outgrew her milk and egg allergy, but she was like just about in kindergarten when that happened. So I went through those years with her too, and they both loved to put things in their mouths. And that was something that just makes it that little bit harder when you're going to somebody else's house because of those traces of allergens that might be there. So does anybody else have a little one who puts things in their mouths all the time? Let me know. I don't think that it's something that just my kids did. I think it's something that's very common. So, you know, and it's a little bit of a tougher road to travel, but as they get older, things get better. So I just want to encourage you that way. So if you do have a little one who puts things in their mouths and touches their face and that quite often, I want to remind you to talk to the host about the play area. So one of the things that I did when it was my second daughter, she has peanut and tree nut allergies, and she was about, I would say, 3, and we were at a friend's house that she met from preschool. She was super excited to be there, and her mom said, oh yeah, we eat peanut butter all the time. So we worked really hard. I brought the snacks. She made sure that the eating area was all clean. We had that all figured out. And of course, we didn't realize that the kids eat in the play area. And my daughter came out, it was about an hour into the play date, and her whole face was swollen on one side, like unrecognizable. And I was like, what happened? Like, I just, honestly, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. It took me a little while, and she just sat with me, and she just didn't say anything. She just looked at me because she knew something was wrong, and I knew something was wrong, and I was kind of thinking, did she hit her head? What's going on? Like, I just couldn't figure it out. But as I kind of started to figure it out, the playdate host said, oh my gosh, we had peanut butter in the play area yesterday, peanut butter sandwiches. So it was scary, and it was, I didn't know what to do. I wrote a blog about it because I took a long time to figure out what to do. I didn't give her Benadryl. I didn't give her EpiPen. She didn't have swelling in her tongue. It was all in her face, but it was something that I definitely watched her for. But I just had so many doubts. I didn't know what to do. And I wrote a blog post that I feel like that's one of my biggest mistakes, because I should have had my emergency plan, and then I would have been confident in knowing that it wasn't her lips that were swollen, it was her face all in this area. It wasn't her tongue that was swollen. But when a kid is little, it's hard to know too, because you don't know exactly. But anyways, that is one thing. Always have your emergency plan. That's something that, bring it with you always, so that you have that and you know and you feel confident about what to do. So anyways, I just want you to encourage you, don't be afraid to ask the host about the play area. If you have a little one who's putting things in their mouth, touching their face all the time, because it's an important one. And if you have trouble with that, in the blog post, I actually put a cut and paste just a little paragraph that you can use in a text or an email to ask that host about the play area, so that you feel more comfortable with it. So that was one thing I definitely wanted to talk about when we were on here today. And if there's let me know, have you had any kind of reactions? Have you had any kind of questions about Playdates? If you do, let me know in the comments. I'm going to do a quick check here of my comments, if I can actually see them. I see I don't have any comments on Instagram, nothing here on Facebook, but so if you have questions, just let me know. So that's one of the things I really wanted to stress is don't be afraid to talk to the host about the play area. And then the other thing that you want to just think about is as they get older, what stage are they at and how much supervision will they need? You know, do they understand never to eat anything that they're not sure of? And do they always wash their hands before eating? And then later on, can your child read labels? And do they regularly check products and to see if they're safe by looking at the label? These are all things that you actually want to teach them as they get older and as they get more responsible and able to be. So the play date at the little starts where you're really needing to watch them all the time. And then as they get older and older, they are going to be able to slowly be able to take care of it more themselves. And also you may be able to get the adult and the host, depending on who it is, to watch these things for you. Teach them how to use the EpiPen when they're kind of in that bridge time when the child is just too young to do it themselves, or if they don't have, if their friend would not be able to do it. So the goal is always for them to keep themselves safe at one point, but it's a moving scale and you need to be realistic about where they are at in the meantime so that you can keep them safe. And that's mainly what I wanted to chat about today, because I have more little things in the actual blog post, so check that out. But yeah, I just want you to know that you can do it. It's just a certain amount of watching them and making sure that you know where they're at and how they can need to be helped. Or you can have the play date at your house and you know it's all going to be safe. So that's an option too. So that is what I want to talk about. If you have anything else to share, let me know, either whether it's now or if it's in the comments later. Somebody mentioned our allergist didn't help us with an emergency care plan, just sent us home with EpiPens. Okay, Leah, I want you to go to the FAIR website. I hope I'm saying your name right. But FAIR website is Food Allergy Research and Education. They have an excellent emergency care plan there. And it gives little pictures and it makes it very easy to understand. I love how the pictures, they talk about severe symptoms and sort of milder symptoms. Another one that's really good, Food Allergy Canada has a really nice emergency care plan as well. So if you don't have one, go there. I always say check out those ones, print them off, and then bring them to your allergist just to double check that is what they actually want you to do. But if you need one in the meantime, that is just perfect. So do that. I hope that helps you. And other than that, that's all I want to chat about today. But I do these every Wednesday morning. I try and, what are we at? We're at 10:15. So I try and keep them kind of short if we can, just some really actionable steps for you guys. But yeah, I hope you join me more often. Come back. And if you missed that, I do have the 5 recipes for kids that are for the kids with top allergens. That is at free.friendlypantry.com/meal plan. I also have a link to that in my bio on Instagram and also in the actual post on Facebook. So thank you so much for joining me. It was good to see you. I hope to see you next week as well. We'll talk to you soon.